And welcome back to another episode of the Perfectly Me podcast. I am your host, TJ Percell, Mr. Percell, People's Champ Percell, Hype Man Extraordinaire, the concierge service, your favorite teacher's favorite teacher, your favorite podcaster's favorite podcaster. Eh, Still working, kind of trying to short it up, but eh, anyway. In the words of the immortal Stephen Harvey, we got a good one for you today. Um, just wanted to give you a little pod here, try to keep in the same theme. Last week's podcast, I talked about being comfortable, how I'm comfortable sharing the unfortunate news that I did not pass the bar. So try to keep it a more practical theme of kind of a little bit more insight about me. That's kind of what we're going in today. But first, before we get into all that, be sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Hopefully, you're watching the video right now. Hopefully, you are subscribing to the audio on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever your podcasts are listened to. Be sure you check out the website. Be sure you check out both books on Amazon. Um, oh man, check out the Facebook page. Give us a call, comment, email, all that good stuff. The last 12 Bar Tuesday, also on the YouTube page, the Percell Project on YouTube. Hopefully, you know what that is because you're watching it there right now. Check out 12 Bar Tuesday. I said Thursday. It actually I posted on Wednesday. So hey, I'm perfectly me. What do you want? But keeping with the theme of last week's episode, I want to kind of touch on another serious topic um, that someone had asked me about in this previous week. Um, with the first time I mentioned not passing the bar, and I had mentioned that I had gotten phone calls from people in their time of distress because they knew that I would be a good sounding board to them. And I've had some people ask, how are you good with talking to people in difficult situations like this? I've had other people recently discuss the pros and cons of therapy, or hey, can you help us with so and so? Even my wife, she gets requests, hey, you've done this. Can you help guide us through so and so? One of the many reasons I love that special woman. And so the theme of today, kind of going into all that, is I want to talk about the importance of therapy and kind of how what therapy is, why people need it, how it looks like in practice, and who should be doing that, as long as why I feel mostly myself, but why I also feel my wife is very good at this type of topic. And so after this short little break, we will continue and I will kind of go in depth about why therapy is important. So take a break, grab a cool water, and come join us. We'll be back in just a second. And we are back. And so just want to jump right in. The importance of therapy. Therapy just kind of comes from, for some reason, therapy is a bad connotation. Like it's bad to ask for help. Um, how this kind of all started with us. My wife and I went to a couple small group, and I don't remember the name of the program. Even if I did, I would not say it because they're not paying me for the advertising. Sorry. But it was something along the lines of what is the number one reason that relationships fail? And I think it was 95% of relationships fail under the guise of misunderstood expectations. And since then, that was well over 10 plus years ago. That has been kind of the guide in how I go about doing things, especially people management, people relations. Um, I want to make sure that I understand their expectations, but also make sure they understand my expectations. As far as my relationship with my wife has gotten better because of that. The guys under misunderstood expectations. And when it comes to therapy, there's this expectation that if you see therapy, well, you're just broken. And then the people who give you therapy are just pure and clean. That's not really the case. And so why therapy, is important. It's very important to have a non-biased third party opinion about whatever topic is you want to talk about in therapy, whether that's your relationship, whether that's your job, whether that's your friends, whether that's school, whatever the case may be. You need somebody who's going to constructively listen, and you need somebody who can share that hard truth. See, the problem, especially in society now, if people don't tell you what you want to hear, well, then they're haters or they're jealous. Mm. And so that's why a lot of people kind of shy away from therapy, because if somebody's not gassing you up, then those people are like, well, they're wrong. So, and then they go find people to tell them what they want to hear. And then nobody actually gets better because you're just inflating your own ego. And so sometimes, people want therapy only to be told they're right at what they're doing, not to actually want to change. And so I'll kind of go more in depth, here in a little bit. Should you go to somebody you know? Should you go to a complete stranger? Whatever you want to do. It's up to you, whatever you feel comfortable with. Um, but then you have certain types of people. Hey, I don't need therapy. I'm good. If you say you don't need therapy, or let me say it this way, to say you don't need therapy is to say you're above help. All therapy is more than just paying somebody to listen to your problems. Therapy is just, what it says. It is to help you, it is to guide you. If you go get a therapeutic massage, it is a massage to make you better. If you get, a therapeutic or Theraflu, I don't know. Be a Theraflu, it's stuff to make you better. It's therapy, flu, medicine. So all therapy is, it's got this negative connotation, but all therapy is, it's just help. And people need assistance. You know, the headstrong people, those are the types of people who need therapy the most. Headstrong people have this innate belief that they have the capacity to take on so much and nothing affects them. And all they're doing is self sabotaging themselves. So, to kind of put this into perspective, a person digging a hole realizes that they've dug a hole. And so, in order to get out of the hole, they keep digging the hole, knowing that digging the hole deeper doesn't make their chances to get out any better. Actually, it makes it worse. Or the gambler who can only lose $500 right now is losing $800. And so instead of just cutting their losses and walking out, they're gambling with 1,200, trying to win back the 500, and they keep chasing. They keep chasing. And they're doing the same things that got them to the dance. It's all self sabotaging. a little bit of therapy, a little bit of understanding why and the what helps you go a long way. And so the real work of therapy starts from within. Therapy is only effective if you position yourself to be open and receptive to help. You know, um, we've heard stories of people going to therapy, telling the therapist what they want to hear, and then the therapist thinks they're making progress. The patient doesn't really want help. They just want to go in there, give the appearance that they're getting help. Nothing the therapist tells them is going to work because they don't really want help. They're not taking the process seriously. And so, if you're thinking about therapy, you have to be willing to be helped. You have to be willing to be told what you need help on. You know, admitting you need therapy is the first step before trying to figure out who you should talk to in the first place. Just knowing I need to make this step is key to long term success for your personal best. And so let's kind of just very quickly before we go into the why I like doing this. Once again, what is therapy? Therapy is just a realistic look at your situation because, face it or not, whether you want to agree or disagree, everybody is the hero in their own story. What that means is we look at situations dealing with ourselves with blinders, rose colored glasses, if you will, because we make things better for ourselves, usually better than they need to be. And what therapy does, it gives an unbiased third person outside look at your situation to kind of hopefully tell you some truths into what's going on so you can make proper adjustments. And with this trusted opinion is hopefully something, once again, as mentioned before, hopefully something that you will follow since this opinion means absolutely nothing unless you plan to put it to practice. So who should you look at to help you with therapy? Someone trusted who can be confidential, not just using an opportunity to find out more about you. You know, not everybody in your corner doesn't want you to succeed. And that's one of the hardest lessons I had to learn for me. Some people just want to be in your corner to information gather to tell other people. And so all that negative energy that's around, you know, everybody's on my side. No, they're not. I'm sorry. They're not. Well, I tell them everything. Well, who are they telling? And so if you choose somebody, you know, make sure it's a trusted person who is able to give you that constructive criticism if needed, someone who's able to give you hard truths if needed, and someone who's just able to be honest with you. It once again, it could be somebody you know, it could be a third person, it could be a complete stranger that you pay, whoever. Just make sure that they actually want to help and make sure that they have your best interests at heart. Now, the crux of this entire thing, why do I do it? Why in a place or how in a place such as law school when I came in as a non-traditional student who knew nobody, how did I end up being the law school dad, the law school therapist of the campus? How did I make that move? Why did I want to make that move? And so, a couple of things with that. As mentioned before, the crux of the Percell project is to help people and to serve the community. Being there with people to give them constructive feedback on whatever they want is serving the community. You know, first and foremost, I'm very thankful to these people who let me in. because letting a third party in is not the easiest thing for some people, especially in the age range of like 22 to 27. That's just not an age where you just let people in without expecting something. And so I'm very thankful to those people who understand who I am as a person to let me in and helping and guiding them. Now, through teaching and living in many different places, I've learned a lot about different types of people, different types of situations. And I think all of those experiences makes me well rounded to come up with grand and great and meaningful solutions, experiences, and answers to people who might not have the same range of life that I do. As mentioned on my last podcast, I have no problems giving an honest opinion. I have no problem giving a potentially hard, bad, or uncomfortable information because I am comfortable with myself and I am comfortable with my message. And so, a therapist, whoever you choose to use, be sure they share that quality. Be sure they're confident in what they do, they're confident in who they are, and they have the confidentiality to keep it between me and you, or them and you. Probably the most glaring reason why people seem to think I'm good at um, coming to for talks, coming to for guidance, coming to for help is very simply put, I let people be people, which is the title of this episode. I let people be people in the same manner that I want people to let me be me. It's the whole golden rule: do unto others as they should be treated unto you. Basically, do to them, do unto others as you would have others do unto you. Treat them the way you want to be treated. And I try to do that because people are people. People are complex figures. People have reasons in their minds to feel the way that they feel. And it's important for them to express that so that they can get some feedback, whether it sounds silly, whether it doesn't sound silly. This is why it sounds silly, not to come at you, not to attack you, but just to hear it from a different perspective. And that's try to what I provide. I try to provide a different perspective in how people can take certain things. And for those reasons, I don't judge because who am I to judge? A famous Tupac, the philosopher Tupac, only God could judge me. That's fair, but I can't judge you because who would I be judging? I'd be judging a sinner just like me. Can't do that. It's not fair. And so I don't judge situations. I want to understand and I want to help guide and push through situations. Myself and my beautiful wife, her name's Cindy, by the way. I realize I keep calling her my beautiful wife, but she is Cindy. And we're working on getting her on here a lot more with some content. So stay tuned with that. But we both agree love is love. People are people. Love that person and treat that person the way you want to be treated yourself. One of the things we try to do is we try to meet people at their levels so that it achieves the most for them, it achieves the most for us. See, the thing that I've noticed with parents, with teachers, is they try to fit everybody into one box. And we're humans. Humans aren't going to fit in one box. You need to let people be people and let them have their quirks, let them have their quips, let them do what they need to do to be themselves, to be uniquely themselves, because I want to be uniquely me. And if you're watching this, I'm sure you want to be uniquely you too. And so, with this openness of letting them be people, and with this openness of confidentiality, confidentiality allows people, by definition, to be more honest if there's no threat of this news being leaked. If I didn't put a disclaimer of honesty, then nobody's ever going to talk to me because there's a fear that I might just go around and tell somebody else, and then where am I? I have a vast track record. You can see it in Lunchbox Lawyer page. You can see it in the Percell Project page. You can see it in the Tutoring T Third Power page. I have a track record of helping people achieve many different types of goals, whether that's students who want to go to college, students who want to go to work, um, law school friends who wanted to study somewhere else as far as a different jurisdiction, studying for the bar, all of that good stuff. And so, if not me, then find somebody who can help and serve you and get the therapy you need. Therapy is allowing you to be your best because we all have faults, we all have flaws. And the more comfortable you are with saying that, the easier it is to get help for it. So, to wrap up, therapy is important. So, find somebody to help you become your best you. You, you are holding yourself back from being your best you. Go seek out therapy. If you don't find it from me, because I am a trusted, valuable resource local to Tallahassee, or a phone call away for friends and family. If not me, find somebody that you trust and who will give you an honest opinion and a hard truth if it comes to that. Lastly, I want you to stay tuned for next week's episode because this deals also with some hard truths, some steady guy or some touchy subjects. May be kind of hard for people to grasp. It might hit home a little too much to people, but going through my experiences and going through different things that I've seen, I think it's warranted to be talked about. I'll just say it's still on the same series, and it regards a lot of people who are listening to this podcast right now. So there's your nugget. Be sure to subscribe, leave comments, check out the web pages, check out Amazon for both copies of the book. Check out the new barbershop, which I cannot think of the name of it right now. But be sure to check that out. Subscribe, leave comments. And lastly, please be sure to listen, enjoy, share. I'll be back next week. Before I sign off here, I am recording this on each Thursday. And so nothing is going to bring me more pleasure than watching one of the live event spectacles, which happens tonight on ESPN at 8 o'clock. It is the live spectacle of President, or I don't know if it's President, of Commissioner Raj, the NFL draft, to watch Roger Goodell get booed. It is an amazing thing. So I will be enjoying that tonight. Probably won't release this till tomorrow. But you guys have a great night. Contact me if you need therapy, if you need to talk. Contact one of us. We are happy to serve. And other than that, we look forward to seeing you guys in the future. The Percell Project thanks you, and listen, enjoy, share.